Hello and welcome back. I am bleeding out, but it's okay, because I'm holding my guts.
As you do.
Was it really that unfunny? not even a chuckle?
Errol, you didn't edit in the Chaos Emerald collection sound.
I did not, no.
Should have.
I didn't edit in any Spyro noises either, if we're going to just talk about games that arbitrarily also have gems.
Okay, but... You know, that is a very creepy image right there. The camera
Yeah,
angle just
honestly,
shifting like that.
That honestly is one of the few moments that actually has, like, the right atmosphere.
Yeah.
Even when you know what... Or, like, one of those moments that still has the right atmosphere when you know what you're doing. Because when you're going into the game without knowing what you're doing, everything is a little like,
And it's actually really hard for games to do that.
It is.
There's a lot of games that are, like, really scary. Like, Resident Evil 7. Resident Evil 7 is terrifying your first playthrough. And then every playthrough after that, it's just like, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
This is where the molded guy came out from. This is where Jack jump scared me.
And it is super hard to get that on repeat playthroughs because people remember shit, especially if adrenaline is involved or cortisol.
One of the games, best horror game ever, Silent Hill 2. Mm-hmm. That game gets me every time in the Toluca prison.
Look, that's just creepy noises, okay?
I hate it. It's not even just that. It's just nothing's there. And something about that makes it worse. And then once you get to the courtyard area, it's just completely silent. And it's pitch black.
Yeah.
We should do that game right now. Fuck this.
What? We gotta at least finish Resident Evil 1 before we jump to the next.
We have to finish Resident Evil 1 before we do Silent Hill 2. Jeez.
Yes, obviously. Even though we already did Silent Hill and Silent Hill 1 reimagining.
Yeah, shattered memories, Ariel.
Reimagining.
Which was not as good as what it's called.
I mean, it's... As we said, during that playthrough, there's a lot of things that would be really, really cool if they didn't rely so heavily on the motion controls in, like, the Ice World sections.
Yeah.
But, whatever. Shit, I was gonna say something actually relevant. Oh, to our conversation. Yes, atmosphere. Now, some horror games, I think, do manage to keep that even on repeated playthroughs on the ones where you're unarmed, but only to an extent. Because, you know, you can still learn the shit.
Yeah.
It is still at its core
games. I feel like a lot of those games, I just end up being like, yeah, it's kind of the same every time.
Yeah, that's fair. But you want to talk about games?
I just don't like hiding in a locker.
That's completely understandable.
I prefer.
So let's talk for a minute about Deadly Premonition. Because Deadly Premonition manages to have enemies that are almost completely non-threatening to moments where you have to hide for no good reason and it won't let you just shoot the guy.
Oh.
Because story. He needs to stay alive so that he can be revealed who it is later. You can't shoot him right now.
Even though that would solve all of our problems?
Yes. Yeah, if they just let me shoot him the first time instead of hiding under a bed, which, yes, that's an option. I like to hide in the dumbest place possible sometimes. Because it still works. And...
You know, these zombies have really good reaction times.
They honestly do. too good. That's part of why it's so hard to just do the strategy of run past them without getting injured. Everyone online acts like it's just so easy to do. Okay, finishing my thoughts. So, that's... Deadly Premonition is a game that ruins its own atmosphere by nature of the enemies not being a threat. Like, yeah, if I didn't fight them, they would kill me. Absolutely. But a bunch of the stuff, which it's like, alright, that was kind of creepy for 2 seconds. And now, every single time... We'll talk about this more when we get to the game, but their zombie shades, or whatever the hell they're called, talk. Quite a bit. Not sensical talking, but they talk quite a bit, which my favorite being, what they say when you kill them.
Jeez.
Well, it depends. One of my favorites is just... Whoa! And just let me go.
They're already dying.
Yes! And I'm like, I am trying to. If you just, like, fucking shut up. And they'll be like, oh, I see you. But they don't have eyes. Yes, I did. I said it had a rough start. I managed to pull out of it.
Ariel, have you ever played BioShock?
No, but it's been on my list forever.
Okay, BioShock, and this is kind of might be a little shocking to you. BioShock has a lot of areas that still creep me out on repeated playthroughs.
I can honestly understand that if it's the BioShock I'm thinking about with, like, the little girls and Big Daddy.
Yeah, I mean, the little sisters aren't scary.
Yeah.
It's the... Fort Frolic is fucking... It's not even scary, it's just unbelievably uncomfortable just walking through that place.
Yeah.
Because there are enemies, and they're covered in plaster, because that segment of the game has, the boss... guy for that part is an artiste.
Yes, of course.
And there's this section, it's optional, you never have to go here, but you go down these stairs and you're in this giant room, and at the other end is one of the power-ups, it's called a tonic. And you get to the end, and you pick it up, and as soon as you turn around, there's just a shitload of plastered statues everywhere.
No.
And if you walk up to them, they attack you. And in and of itself, that's not that scary. But just the lighting and the sound design makes it so uncomfortable. And the poses they're in are fucking creepy.
I was just about to say, are you afraid of mannequins?
Okay, no, it depends.
Silent
Hill 2, the mannequins are the least scary enemy to me. I think they're goofy.
I mean, yeah, that's fair.
They're also super fast, Ariel, these enemies.
I'm not a fan of fast enemies.
They move 3 times faster than you, and they can throw these hooks at you. They can climb on the walls and the ceiling. And
yeah, I'm not a fan.
This particular variant doesn't make any noise. They don't say anything.
Ooh. Like, okay, I can see that. I can see that. One of the Deadly Premonition enemies we will get to, which is actually unsettling the first time. And then you fight it 12 more times, usually in a row, is one of the stereotypical ghost Japanese long hair pale girls that's on the ceiling. And just kind of creeps around, and it's like, yeah, okay, that's kind of creepy, but why do I have to fight 6 in a row?
Oh, it's one of those.
You guys ruined it by doing it too much. There,
I probably should have added, when you're in that room, after you kill a few, if you, like, turn a little bit, there will just be more standing.
oh. Yeah, not a fan of that.
They just kind of keep appearing.
Did I just die again? Nope. Not yet.
Anyway, we should do a long-hair Japanese horror game that isn't scary at all. We should do Ju-on the Crutch for the Wii.
Oh my god.
Have you seen it?
I don't have it, but I can only assume it's terrible.
Alright. So whenever you're attacked, you shake. That's it. You just shake and you're fine.
Yeah.
You walk around and you pick stuff up. You're occasionally jump scared in the lamest ways possible, and then you shake.
There's...
That's the whole game. Also, batteries. My favorite. Batteries for your fucking flashlight.
Love batteries.
Batteries that die in like 2 minutes.
So, can we, as long as we're talking about horror and, like, atmosphere, can we talk about, I know we've mentioned it before, if I can remember what the fuck it's called, which is kind of important for talking about it. Shit. The stupid one on... I have it on PS3, and I think it's on PS4 too, and there's an asylum, and it's basically Resident Evil 4, but it's not, and everything takes
Within.
Fucking... What?
The Evil Within.
Yes, Evil Within, yes. That game could have been creepy. Aspects of it are creepy. But the fact that everything, that you can kill things, but they take so fucking long to kill, just makes it frustrating instead of scary. Which is why I still haven't gone back to finish the damn thing. Although I will say, chainsaw guys immediately are terrifying to me. Yeah, it could be a little girl with fucking pigtails and a chainsaw, and I would still be terrified. Like, it literally doesn't matter.
Ariel, does Lollipop Chainsaw horrify you?
No, but only because I know that fucking Jimmy from Mindless Self-Indulgence was involved. And that's a random bit of trivia that I remember for some reason. I don't know why I do, but I remember that. Stop biting me!
I wish if you were point blank, you could just get a headshot if they're that damaged.
Yeah, that's...
That took like a whole clip.
Yes! One of my pet peeves with the old Resident Evil, and I know it's part of the time, but because of the stationary camera and not having a changed angle for,
I wish that killed you.
Yeah, it's happened.
True horror.
But the fact that aiming is just like this kind of fucking roll the dice to see if you actually hit the damn thing or not really sucks.
Yeah, honestly, a lot of people are like, but that's part of the horror of the game. I don't agree.
No, part of the horror is not that you can't hit, or not that the game won't let you hit them, but if they're... I guess that's really the thing. How do you balance being able to kill the things with the things still being scary, and also the things being scary without making them so hard to kill that they're frustrating? That's actually a difficult thing to balance.
Resident Evil 2 Remake does that really well.
Yeah.
Because the controls in that game are pretty good. They're not the best third-person shooter controls, but I feel like they're responsive enough in the context of the game and the kinds of enemies you're trying to deal with and how fast they are and everything. Mm-hmm. How they balance that is the weapons and ammo and stuff. you just have very limited supply.
And I think that's really what the survival horror is supposed to be.
Yeah,
The
they just didn't know how to make they just didn't know how to make them control properly back then.
Yeah. Yeah.
And when they tried to make a first person shooter, it was not scary at all.
No, an attempt was made.
We still need to do Resident Evil Survivor. That game is fucking hilarious.
You do it.
I will.
We could have been doing it right now.
No, I would not do that live because the final boss is a fucking nightmare.
All right, fair.
Like, my first time through, it took me like an hour and a half.
Yeah.
It has, I think it's either 3 or 4 phases. And the final phase is just, I don't know how you're supposed to dodge any of its attacks. I just had to, like, war of attrition my way through with healing items and a shitload of ammo.
I mean, that's my thing.
It's also the super duper tyrant. That's not what it's called. It's a new variant of the tyrant. I have to look it up.
It's the T-Tyrant virus.
I like how one of the first thing that comes up if you put in Survivor is Resident Evil Survivor Tyrant. Oh my god, Ariel, you were very close. Right? It's the Hypnos T type. So I have no idea why it's called Hypnos.
Because they really liked Pokemon.
An experimental model of Tyrant seen at Sheena Island's Tyrant plant. It is named after the Greek god of sleep and the accompanying word. I don't speak Russian.
I can't pronounce Russian, so I wouldn't be able to help you.
Here, he's very skinny.
Or rather, I can't read Russian.
That's what he looks like. He's very skinny.
Yeah, I think you've sent it. I mean, he just looks like the same Tyrant, except that he's wearing a sleeve. And it's shorter.
I want to find an in-game picture, because this in-game model looks fucking awful. Alright, I think this is the second transformation.
By the way, I was dangerously close to getting killed by burning that corpse.
Ah, I missed it.
Because I'm still in the red. I'm still in danger. I'm in danger!
Oops, I didn't mean to put the plus there. It's so stupid.
It doesn't even look the same!
No, that's a second form.
No, alright, that's fair.
It's still stupid.
Absolutely, it's still stupid.
Where's the final form? I don't think that was the final form. It might have been.
So, just because I'm recording Deadly Premonition, that's why I keep going back to that. One of the things it does very wrong, aside from atmosphere, or rather, one of the things that very much hurts the atmosphere, is that it's a survival horror with destructible weapons, and ammo is so abundant that everything is functionally unlimited.
Oh.
And if that isn't good enough for you, by doing side quests you can get items that are actually unlimited. And it has these huge tonal shit. Like, I love the game, but, like, as you're goofing off doing the side quests and buying goofy suits and running around in all pink and listening to stupid music and talking about movies, and then all of a sudden you're at a murder scene and somebody's, like, fucking hung.
Ariel, we need to read Tails Gets Trolled. That shit... Okay. Before I say what I'm about to say, Tails Gets Trolled is unironically amazing.
Okay.
Like, it's actually great. Some of the powers that the villains and heroes have are legitimately some of the most inventive superpowers I've ever seen in any Western or Eastern cultural anime superhero whatever.
Yeah.
It also has
Okay.
Chester Cheetah, and he is only referred to as Cheeto Man.
Excellent.
It
Because
also has
Chester Cheetah
Porky
is definitely
Pig.
a man.
It also has Porky Pig accidentally walking in on a satanic ritual and getting demonic powers.
Well, these things happen
And then
sometimes.
he goes to the church for help, and they find out that he's become what is known as a neutral. And so the church sends someone to his house, and they put a bullet in his wife and child's head. They fire a single bullet, and it goes through both of their heads.
Impressive.
Then he goes to his parents' house, and the other members of the church are there, and they're cooking his parents into bacon.
That's pretty awful.
It's amazing. In this entire comic, it goes through like this fucking insane like world-ending shenanigans, all because Tails got trolled on page 1. All because some trolls called him gay.
Yeah, sure, that makes sense.
It's I know I'm making it sound stupid as fuck, and it is, but it is unironically great. It actually has unbelievable character building, and it has so many fucking twists. So many things get reincorporated later that just seem like stupid one-off jokes.
I love brick jokes. So, tune in next time for, I don't know, the second floor, maybe?